Thank you, Madam Toastmaster.
Got it.
Fellow Toastmasters. Am I up and running?
You are ready.
That means I have dead reckoned myself right here. Dead reckoning. What it means, shipboard, all my Navy people know that it's how to know where you are in the world with nothing to guide you except your good sense. Dead reckoning, I'm using it as a joke to not clutter up the world and to retain a bit of harmony within this speech, that I am going to let you know that within all of this turmoil and chaos and true clutter that we have in the world, that the dead seem to have gotten it. Getting that news, has anybody ever even imagined when you hear the words, get your affairs in order? Get your affairs in order. Folks, get your affairs in order should be the very first thing they tell us when we're new brand babies, brand new, straight out of the chute. Hey, welcome to the world. Get your affairs in order. And that is something that I realized unclutters the whole idea of people at the end of their life when they understand it at the beginning of their life. Now, look at Emma here. These are two gravestones that are currently in our Monterey cemetery. Emma, the beloved wife of Mr. Johnson, was born blah, blah, blah. And it states at the bottom, she was always right. Now, we don't know anything else about Emma except that throughout her life, that she is remembered for being always right. We can't question her now, can we? Because Emma was always right. How about this other gentleman? The other gentleman, what did he do for a living? He's shouting out to us that he worked with metal. That is his anvil. He's announcing to the world where he was throughout his life. Get your affairs in order. There are people right now that are writing their own obituaries. Think about that. They're deciding that, gracious, I've come to the end of my life and now I have to live my life and it's so limited. Now think about that. Everybody here, get your affairs in order. Your time is not only limited by Toastmasters, your time is limited. COVID-19 or whatever, your time is limited on Earth. You need to do what one young lady did, and that's she wrote her own obituary and she wrote her own eulogy, and it began with, goodness gracious, apparently I'm dead. Whoops. And she actually said that, whoops. So the person read it out for her because of course she was dead. And she said, if only I would have known ahead of time to do these things, because I was born, right? I blinked and it was over. Born, blinked, over. No, everybody, notice, get your affairs in order. You're already born, you're in the blinking stage. Next, it's going to be over. So I want you to think about doing what everybody did throughout these cemetery epitaphs that you see, because that's what they're called. They're called epitaphs when they're written on your stone. Have a great time while you're here. Whoops.
Hey,
I'm trying to change the page. Oh, there we go. Notice this fellow.
I told you I was sick.
To let you know, number one, he was dead. Pretty simple. He sat and he thought about it. He wanted to share with the world that he had a great sense of humor, and dead he is, dead indeed. And the other person told you I was sick, as Pat just stated. I told you I was sick. These are people with a great sense of humor, and they're not going to let you forget it. This person had visions of grandeur. Come on, Egypt, they get these massive monuments, and all you get is this little bitty thing here. They were hoping for a pyramid. Now Herman, looked Herman up. Herman Harbrand was, notice it only has his date of birth, 1918. Herman was really annoyed with his wife. And this is one of those things that also tells us in our world, simplicity is better. Less is more. He went on and on. He was really annoyed with his wife, Eleanor. He's going on and he thinks she's poisoning him. So he goes on with this whole long deal about his wife being a jerk. Well, unfortunately for Harold, or fortunately as the case may be, he lived to be 98 years old. And when he died, she didn't do it. This is actually not an epitaph, it's a cenotaph. It's a cenotaph because he is not actually there. So basically the light is on and nobody's home at Harold's house here with this. So this is just in the cemetery, and his wife buried him somewhere else because she was annoyed with him, but she did not poison him. This gal, her tombstone has an expiration on the, notice that is an expired parking meter. She wanted the world to know that she had a good sense of humor. She also requested that she be buried right at the edge of the cemetery so she wouldn't miss anything that was going on. Now, isn't that important for us to think about now? Don't miss what's going on. You don't want your parking meter to expire now, do you? Well, you still have more stuff to do. So think about that. Barbara knew it. Barbara knew it. Barbara totally got that. Now, you know anybody that says, you're not getting that recipe until I die? I mean, I'm going to the grave with whatever. Mom did do that. Mom went to the grave with her Christmas cookie recipe, and the family went ahead and printed it on her tombstone. Now, I've seen 2 of those. So if you look up funny tombstones, you will find somebody else's recipe for their chocolate fudge. So imagine that. If you're going to take it to the grave, somebody might outsmart you still by putting that on. That's a real deal recipe of Mom's Christmas cookies. Now, isn't that a glorious thing to do? Now, I'm going to try this recipe, even though it's kind of creepy. Don't you think it's kind of creepy? Work with me here. Kind of creepy to have dead lady cookies, but nonetheless, Mom's Christmas cookies must be really special. This person wants to be contacted. Don't you think? This person wasn't done. This person was thinking, well, ET phone home. This person is saying, I really don't want to leave this earth. So go ahead. If you had, what is that thing called?
Ouija board.
Well,
Ouija
yes,
board.
it is a Ouija board, but there's a name for the staff, but anyway, I don't know what that is. But nonetheless, Ouija board, contact, please get a hold of me later. I did see another tombstone that, if you remember the movie Sixth Sense, the tombstone said, I see stupid people. Just saying. Edith had a tough time of life. Now, I don't like to use this word, but it's a little blurry, and I apologize for that, but I think most of you can work it out. Edith wanted to share that life wasn't perfect every single day. And she knew this would make people laugh, because it does. It happens. You're going to go through life and you're going to have good days. You're going to go through life and you're going to have mediocre days. You're going to go through life and you're going to have days, well, that are so wonderful, you just can't let go. You just don't want to leave this marvelous place, especially in the heaven that we happen to live in. No matter how tough it gets, you look outside and you see that ocean. You see your friends. Now, mind you, what I don't see is the timer. So I don't have any idea of what time it is. How am I looking with the time? Timer? I have no idea what time it is. I have no idea what the time is.
Timer.
Red, I think it was red.
So, and again, I apologize. Evidently, I need to catch up.
We're about 9.5 minutes.
No way. And again, I did not see the time at all. So I apologize for that. And with that,
Oh,
I will leave you in this world. Adieu, Madam Toastmaster.
great.